not subscribed to our channel, you can do so by clicking the subscribe button as shown above. Hello friends, welcome to Kamath Astrology. In today's video, we are going to talk about a very important transit which is about to happen on 17 January 2023. That is Saturn or Shani is going to enter into Aquarius or Kumbh starting 17 January 2023, and he is going to remain in Aquarius till 29th March 2025. So as we know, Saturn remains in one sign for almost 2.5 years, and when Saturn enters Aquarius, it is going to have a very major impact on the world. So in this video, we will try to analyze what exactly is the impact of Saturn moving into Aquarius from 17 January 2023 till 29th March 2025. Now first, let us understand what exactly is Saturn or Shani. Saturn or Shani is the planet who is accorded the status of a judge. Saturn gives results based on our karmas. And Saturn is a very impartial judge. There is no partiality which Saturn does. He will give you the exact results that you deserve. Saturn is a very slow moving planet and he spends 2.5 years in one zodiac sign, which means that once he enters Aquarius on 17 January 2023, he is going to remain there for a very long time till 29th March 2025. Now, one very interesting thing is when Saturn enters Aquarius, it aspects all its enemy signs. Mars and Sun are not considered friendly planets towards Saturn. And if you see the purple lines here, Saturn is aspecting Aries or Mesh, which is an enemy sign. Saturn is aspecting Leo or Simha, ruled by Sun, which is an enemy sign. Saturn is also aspecting Vrishik or Scorpio, which is an enemy sign. Now, before we try to analyze these aspects, let us understand the nature of sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is the natural 11th house in the zodiac belt, and therefore it represents gains, it represents profits, it represents wishes, it represents hopes, it represents desire. Aquarius also represents people coming together to accomplish a larger goal. So it represents humanitarian activities, it represents large organizations. Aquarius also represents serving humanity. It has the nakshatra of Shatabisha within it, and therefore Aquarius also represents healing activities. Now Saturn rules two signs in the zodiac belt. One is Makar or Capricorn, and second is Aquarius or Kumbh. Now Aquarius or Kumbh is the Mool Trikona sign of Saturn. Think of Mool Trikona as a place where a planet is very comfortable, but it is not his house, it is like his friend's house. So he is very comfortable there, he is very happy there. And therefore he functions at his full capacity, which means when Saturn is in Aquarius, it can give the best results, or it can give the right kind of results without any obstacle. Now Aquarius or Kumbh is also a sign which represents research, which represents new learnings and innovations. And with the ruler Saturn being in this sign, the good thing is there are going to be a lot of innovations in the medical field mainly, because this sign of Aquarius has the nakshatra of Shatabisha. So the pharma sector, the medical sector is going to see a lot of innovations. Nature of sign of Aquarius is that it is an air sign. So in the aerospace sector also, in the space sector, you will see a lot of new things coming up. So one good thing of Saturn moving into Aquarius is it will give the world new innovations. It will give the world new research capabilities, new things will come to the fore on the medical line or in the medical sector. In that sense, Saturn gives profits or gains related to the 11th house. So you are going to see gains in terms of new research being done, in terms of new inventions, and in terms of new things in the aviation and the medical sector. Some cure to certain critical diseases may also be found by scientists during this time period. Now, having understood this, let us look at the signs which Saturn aspects. So first thing, Saturn puts his third aspect on the sign of Mesh or Aries, and in that you can see two planets, Uranus and Rahu present, represented by UR and RA. Now, what does Aries or Mesh represents? Aries or Mesh is the first sign in the zodiac belt. And so what does it represent? It represents new beginnings. Aries sign has the nature of impulsiveness, of doing things impulsively, of doing things in a quick way. And with Rahu here, Rahu represents greed, Rahu represents selfishness, obsession. So what happens is, on the world stage, people try to do things hastily, in a quick way, and people become more greedy because Rahu is present in the first house there. And now Saturn is aspecting this Rahu. So what is going to happen is, obstacles will come in the way of such people who are greedy, who are selfish. And Rahu also represents viruses. Rahu represents diseases also. So when Saturn aspects Rahu, puts the third aspect on Rahu, across the world front, there will be an increase in diseases. You will see some kind of new disease coming. Even the existing COVID cases will go up in a big way. And as I mentioned earlier, COVID is not going anywhere till 2025. Reason being, Saturn is going to remain here till 2025 March. Even after that, COVID will not completely go away. Now I want you to look at another transit which is going to happen shortly around 20th April 2023. So Jupiter is going to move from Pisces or Mean into the sign of Aries or Mesh in the month of April, that is around April 20th 2023, which means he will come in conjunction with Rahu there. So you will have a Jupiter Rahu conjunction in the sign of Aries from 20th April 2023, and this conjunction will last till around mid of October. Now what is Jupiter actually? Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Jupiter is divine knowledge. Jupiter is the Karaka for auspiciousness, children, all good things in our life. Jupiter also represents religion and spirituality. Now when Jupiter comes in conjunction with Rahu, what happens is it forms a Guru Chandal Yoga. What does this mean? This means that people start doing false things in the name of religion, in the name of spirituality. Lot of fake gurus will come up in this time period. And now Saturn is aspecting this sign of Aries, which means such gurus will face a very difficult time. They will face lot of challenges. But on the world front, Jupiter represents spirituality and religion, and Rahu represents selfish motives, which means that on the world stage also, lot of riots will happen when Saturn aspects this Jupiter-Rahu combination in the sign of Aries. Beginning of new riots, especially in the northwest region. So in India, mainly the northern regions can experience riots after April because of Saturn aspecting Jupiter and Rahu in the sign of Aries. And let me tell you, this has happened before also, 30 years ago, when Saturn transited into Aquarius. So if you subtract 30 from 2023, we go back to the years of 1992-93, and in that time there were communal riots in Mumbai on a big scale. There was also the fraud which was done by Harshad Mehta in the stock market, and lot of people lost their money, lot of people lost their lives because of these two events. So similar such things will now happen again post April 2023 till October 2023. That is the time when Jupiter and Rahu are going to stay together in the sign of Mesh. So this is not a good thing for the world front, because the viruses increase, possibility of riots increases in different parts of the world. And if you look at India in particular, I see this happening in the northern regions, northern states. Because for India, the ascendant is Taurus and Aries or Mesh is the 12th house of loss. So it clearly shows losses in India due to religious riots happening across the northern regions mainly. So the period from April 20th, 2023 till around October end of 2023 is a period when religious disputes can happen in India, and that can result in riots. Now, because Saturn aspects the sign of Scorpio, Scorpio is ruled by Mars, Aries is also ruled by Mars. Scorpio is the natural 8th house of the zodiac belt, which represents hidden things, which represents secrets. And therefore, all such fake gurus will be exposed in this time period. Saturn aspects Vrishik, and therefore many secrets will come out in this time period, particularly related to religious activities, false gurus in this time period. Now, when Saturn moves into Aquarius from January 17th, he is going to be in the sign of Aquarius, and you can see Jupiter is then trapped between Rahu and Saturn. That is, Jupiter is in a Pap Kartari Yoga now. So Jupiter cannot give the full good results anymore, and therefore in the world the COVID disease will increase, new diseases can also come because of the Pap Kartari Yoga. Now let us look at some other things. Now Mars is currently in the sign of Taurus or Vrishab, but around 1st July 2023, this Mars will enter the sign of Leo or Siha. And what happens then is Mars and Saturn aspect each other. It's a mutual aspect. And these are opposing energies. Mars is a person who wants to run very fast, do things hastily, whereas Saturn is a person who tells, stop, let us do this slowly, let us analyze everything. So these are two opposing energies. What happens when Saturn and Mars aspect each other? It is like trying to drive a car, pressing the brake and the accelerator at the same time. So definitely there is going to be a lot of vibration, and you will see that in this time the wars in the Europe region will increase. So after July 1st, 2023, the wars in the world will increase, especially the European countries, because the sign of Aquarius represents European countries. So there is some kind of war which will increase in Europe. It could be a new war, it could also be the Russia-Ukraine war. We cannot say that very specifically. If you look at this from an India's perspective, India has the Vrishab Lagna or Taurus ascendant. So Mars will be in the 4th house in July 2023, and Saturn will be aspecting that Mars. So it shows some struggle between the public, some kind of fight. Again, so what I want to say is the period after July 1st, 2023 is not good for India in particular. We could see riots in India. That is a very strong possibility when Saturn and Mars aspect each other. Now let me go back to Saturn's aspect on Jupiter and Rahu in the sign of Mesh post April 20th, 2023. So now I forgot to tell you something. Jupiter is also a teacher. Jupiter is a guru. And Rahu is a scamster. Rahu represents cheating. Rahu represents frauds. Saturn is aspecting Vrishik, which represents hidden things. Saturn is also aspecting Aries, which represents the first house in the Kalpurush Kundali. Both Aries and Scorpio are ruled by Mars, and therefore the combined effect of this aspect is some scam related to education or teaching is going to come out in this time period. That is the reason I said many fake gurus will get exposed in this time period. So any people who are indulged in teaching scams, they will be exposed completely. This could involve powerful ministers, powerful people also, because Jupiter is with Rahu there. Now we know that on 14 January, that is Makar Sankranti, the sun will be in the sign of Capricorn. Therefore, exactly after 1 month, sun will move into Aquarius, and there he will meet Saturn. So it is a Saturn Sun conjunction in the month of February 2023. And again, that is not a very good thing on the world front. Not a very good thing, because Sun represents immunity, Sun represents health. And when it comes together with Saturn here in Aquarius, it shows the health of people will suffer a lot because of diseases. So personally, I feel that after Jan, Sun starts moving towards Aquarius, and in around Feb 14, he enters Aquarius, which is when the COVID cases will increase a lot across the world. Let us look at some other things also. Now, whenever Saturn enters Aquarius, there are a lot of changes in the world. For example, if you remember the year 93-94, there was a lot of digital revolution in the world. The internet came and the world changed completely. There was a digital boom. Lot of things changed. Similarly, if you go back 30 years, you will come to 1964-1965 period, when lot of wars happened and also the colonial rules ended. So again, now when Saturn is entering into Aquarius, definitely it is going to bring a change in regimes across the world. Old regimes may no longer remain relevant. New groups will be formed between different countries. For example, China, Russia, Pakistan, North Korea, and such countries may fall into one group, and Europe, America will fall into another group. Even within the European countries, there will be lot of divisions, there will be lot of regime changes when Saturn enters into Aquarius. So that is also one thing which is going to happen once Saturn enters into Aquarius. Now, till now, Dhanu Rashi was having Sadesati, and when Saturn enters into Aquarius on 17 Jan 2023, the Sadesati period for Dhanu Rashi gets over. Now, for Makar Rashi, this will be the last phase of Sadesati, which will last till 29th March 2025. So till now, you have suffered a lot, you have taken a lot of pain. Just hold your breath for another 2.5 years and things will hopefully stabilize after that. For Aquarius, the Sadesati second phase starts. That is, for Kumbh, the Sadesati second phase starts. And Meen Rashi will now have the first phase of Sadesati starting. So people born with Meen Rashi expect some kind of mental tensions, some problems on the job front, on the work front, or some other kind of problems coming up. But eventually those problems will make you strong. They will help you progress in life. Now, Sadesati is not really something to fear. It is something which happens to a Rashi more than to a person. So all people born in that particular Rashi will have Sadesati at the same time. And it is a period of karmic cleansing. It is a period when you are given a bath so that all the dirt comes out. So face this period happily, don't be scared, and meditate more, pray more, things will be all right. Now, what happens when Saturn aspects Scorpio? Saturn puts the 10th aspect on Scorpio, and Scorpio is the sign which represents hidden things, which represents buried things, which represents occult. So, all these things will come to the fore, they will get exposed. Lot of hidden secrets come out, as I explained earlier. A teaching scam, or a scam related to education, or a scam related to fake religious gurus can come out in this time period. But more importantly, Scorpio or Vrishik represents depth. It represents going deep into things. And therefore, Saturn's aspect on Scorpio forces a person to meditate, to look within himself. And that is one good thing of Saturn's aspect on Scorpio. It makes you introspect. It makes you look at yourself, where you have gone wrong, what you should do to correct yourself and become a better person. Now, even though worldwide there could be recession, there could be lot of people losing their jobs, all these things will happen. However, in India, Saturn is the ruler of the 9th and 10th house, placed in the 10th house of Aquarius. India has a Taurus ascendant, as I explained earlier, and therefore Saturn rules Makar and Kumbh, which is the 9th and 10th house, and is placed in the 10th house. So in India, it will still do better as compared to other countries on the world front. The impact of recession will definitely be there in India, but it will be able to better manage that impact. It will not be as severe as it is in the European countries or the Western countries. Now on October 3rd, 2023, Mars is going to enter into the sign of Libra or Tula. And by that time, Ketu will also have moved to Virgo. Rahu would have moved to Pisces. So Saturn's 10th aspect falls on Mars, which is again not a good thing. Libra is the sign of balance, it is the sign of harmony, and when Saturn puts the 10th aspect on Mars in the month of October, it is definitely going to disbalance the world stage. There will be a food crisis, there will be a lot of people struggling due to economic worries, and relationship between different countries will not be good. So the period after October is also not a good time. When I say October, it is October 2023. So friends, with this I conclude this video. Now my contact details are given here. To know more about us, visit our website astroseva.tripod.com. For any queries, please write to us at astrosevaworld@yahoo.com and we'll be glad to assist you. So friends, thanks a lot. Bye. Take care and stay safe.